Oh, honey, buckle up, because today we're spilling the royal tea so hot it might melt the crown jewels. 15 times Meghan Markle, yes, the Duchess herself, got caught lying right on live TV without even blinking. And trust me, number 9, you're not ready. It all started when Meghan tried to turn her royal romance into a storybook fairy tale. But oh boy, the plot twist we did not see coming. Apparently, according to Meghan, she and Harry didn't just have one wedding, they had 2. She told Oprah that before the grand royal ceremony in Windsor, they'd already had a secret vow exchange in their garden, with the Archbishop of Canterbury himself as their private officiant.
Markle and Prince Harry tied the knot at Windsor Castle in 2018. They'd already exchanged vows. In their CBS interview with Oprah Winfrey, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex revealed that they officially tied the knot at home days before the royal wedding. Meghan told Oprah that they reached out to the Archbishop of Canterbury, who officiated their televised ceremony, to make things official.
Sounds romantic, right? Almost too romantic. Well, it was, because the receipts say otherwise. When the official wedding certificate surfaced, it proved their legal marriage was on May 19, 2018, the same day as the big royal wedding. And guess what? The Archbishop himself came forward and said a private ceremony like that would have been illegal. Illegal! So where did Meghan get this story from? Why did she think anyone would believe that?
You will recall in that interview with Oprah that Meghan Markle basically said that she'd been trapped and had been invisible for 2 months and didn't go anywhere. And more importantly, one document which belonged to her personal passport, had been taken away.
This was just the first crack in the fairy tale, and then came the next bombshell. Meghan claimed the royals took away her passport so she couldn't travel. According to her, she was basically trapped in the palace, a prisoner in pearls. But here's where the story starts to fall apart again. Because while she was apparently trapped, she somehow managed to take 13 trips. 13. We're talking Ibiza, Amsterdam, Toronto, New York, the works. And I don't know about you, but I've never met a customs officer who just waves you through because you're royalty. Girl, how exactly do you travel the world without a passport? Maybe she thought immigration just saw the tiara and said, "Right this way, Your Grace. Please."
Loads of doctors wandering around who would be there to help. Harry was still having treatment for his own mental health. Why didn't he do anything? He felt ashamed. Thank you, Harry. But she was nearly 40 when she was pregnant. And in the UK, women of that age have to see their obstetrician every 3 or 4 weeks. So why didn't she say? The obstetrician is bound to have said, "How are you feeling, dear," or "Madam," or anything like that. And she could have said. So this is quite obviously, I'm not saying she wasn't depressed, but it's not the fault of the palace.
Next up, the heart-wrenching claim that shook everyone watching. In her interview with Oprah, Meghan said that when she was struggling with suicidal thoughts, she begged the royals for help, but was completely ignored and told to go to the HR department instead. She painted a picture of being utterly alone, a victim in her own palace. But here's the thing. Prince Harry himself had openly talked about getting therapy, and Meghan had direct access to Diana's dear friend Julia Samuel, plus her own therapist. Reports say she did receive support, so why tell it like no one cared? Because that version made the royals look cold as ice.
Cry, and it really hurt my feelings. And I thought in the context of everything else that was going on in those days leading to the wedding, that it didn't.
And then came the infamous "Kate made me cry" moment. Remember that? During the Oprah interview, Meghan claimed that Kate Middleton reduced her to tears at a bridesmaid dress fitting. Cue the dramatic music. But hold your pearls, because royal insiders say it was actually the other way around. Meghan was the one who made Kate cry, and the ever-gracious Kate still apologized afterward.
I didn't know much about him, and so the only thing that I had asked her when she said she wanted to set us up was, I had one question. I said, well, is he nice? Because if he wasn't kind, it didn't seem like it would make.
Can you believe that? And yet Meghan flipped the story and told the world she was the victim. Now that's not just a PR move, that's a Hollywood rewrite. But wait, it gets better. Meghan insisted she had no idea who Harry was before meeting him. Like, really? She didn't Google the most eligible red-headed prince in the world? She said she just asked a friend, is he nice? And that was that. But her old friend Nanaki Pretty came through with the receipts and said Meghan was a longtime royal superfan, obsessed with Princess Diana and everything about the monarchy. There's literally a photo of teenage Meghan posing in front of Buckingham Palace. So, clueless? Please, that's Oscar-level acting. And then there's the whole "I was silenced by the firm" claim. She said she couldn't speak freely, that she was voiceless.
Etiquette coach, I didn't know she had an etiquette coach, but she did. And they taught her the ropes before she met the Queen. Well, they're not too happy because he points out that she squandered a great opportunity to be part of the royal family, cost Harry his opportunity to really serve in the family, but also he taught her all those things that she claimed to be ignorant of. What the coach here claims contradicts.
But funny how a silenced woman still managed to guest edit British Vogue, do 73 official royal appearances, and give interviews to both the BBC and ITV. Sweetheart, that's not silence. That's a spotlight. Next came another tearjerker. Meghan claims she was thrown into royal life with no training whatsoever. She said no one taught her how to curtsy, no lessons on protocol or etiquette. Nothing. Like she was just tossed into the palace and told to sink or swim. But guess what? Every incoming royal gets training. Even her. She had an assigned etiquette coach who taught her everything about royal protocol. And that very coach later said she was shocked to hear Meghan deny it. Why pretend otherwise? Because it fit the narrative. The outsider who had to figure it all out alone. That denial wasn't innocent. It was strategic. Another way to make the royals look cold and herself like the brave rebel. And then came the one that had the whole internet gasping. The South Africa tour story. South Africa.
Absolutely not. She has, as we know, talked a load of nonsense. They were protected and would be protected if they were still carrying out the functions of senior members of the royal family.
She said that while they were on tour, a heater in baby Archie's nursery caught fire, and that there was no smoke detector. She claimed she had to leave Archie and go back to royal duties like nothing happened. Absolutely gut-wrenching, if it were true. She said the paper held back the scandal of her father, Thomas Markle, posing for paparazzi photos just to hurt her right before her big day. And oh, here comes the next chapter of the I Was Trapped saga. Meghan told the world she was isolated, forbidden from going out, seeing friends, or living like a normal human being. Sounds tragic, right? But paparazzi photos tell a very different story. Reports show they'd been talking to media companies like Quibi and Netflix way before they ever stepped down. They'd even filed trademark paperwork for Sussex Royal in 2019, while still royals. That's not coincidence. That's planning. Those contracts didn't fall out of the sky. They were building that empire all along. Then came the pantyhose problem. Meghan complained that royal protocol forced her to wear nude tights that didn't match her skin tone, calling it exclusionary. Now brace yourself for one of the most jaw-dropping claims, the one that sent the internet into chaos. Meghan told Oprah that the royal family refused to make Archie a prince because they were worried about how dark his skin might be. It was a bombshell moment, but again, the facts just don't support it. The truth is, Archie simply wasn't eligible under the 1917 letters patent, which says only the monarch's male line grandchildren automatically get prince or princess titles. Prince Charles wasn't king yet, plain and simple. When Charles later took the throne, Archie became a prince automatically. It wasn't racism, it was royal paperwork. But rules of succession doesn't exactly trend on social media the way royal racism does it? And finally, the great "we never meant to leave" claim. Meghan and Harry told the world their move away from royal life was spontaneous, a decision made under pressure, no long-term plan. Yet documents and insider reports say otherwise. They'd been negotiating with media companies for months even before their bombshell announcement. They told the palace they'd balance time between the UK and North America, but that balance never happened. Soon they relocated permanently to the US. Harry pops back occasionally for work, but Meghan, she's done. She hasn't set foot in Britain since Queen Elizabeth II's funeral in 2022, and she said she has no plans to return. The "we never meant to leave" story sounds less like the truth and more like damage control. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, because when it comes to royal drama, this tea never runs cold. See you in the next one.